There has been a little talk regarding engineering as of late. The original plan was to release it with 4.0, but it wasn't really ready and got delayed. Nor do I want to believe it will be ready with the 4.2 or even 4.3 release. At least not fully. Hopes are high, and depending on how much engineering gameplay they release, this could either be incredible or just a small first step. What I mean is that engineering in its full form with the fuses, module repair, and actual need to maintain your ship has looked extremely promising in the test scenarios. These were the Arena Commander events where Hercules M2s either fought each other, or a Hercules M2 faced off against several Gladius fighters. A similar implementation across the world would drastically change the game, but it did make ship maintenance and actual control and management feel to be very alive and an active part of the game. What we could observe in the game mode was that ships were getting disabled, not destroyed. Actual boarding was required to finish off some of the crew. I vaguely remember some early penetration values even being tested, though I might be confusing that with something else. In these cases, the crew's goal was to keep the ship operational for as long as possible. The fuses breaking could cut the power to certain ship systems. Modules would take damage and need to be maintained, or the ship could become disabled. Eventually, modules might even get destroyed and the ship would break down. All of this was the first possible glimpse players had to the engineering gameplay, or what the engineering gameplay could really be. In the bigger picture, there are also fires spreading aboard the ship, atmosphere control inside compartments via life support systems, and so on. Then there's the modules or ship tuning, maintenance, and overall power management, especially on the larger ships. Right now we do have some hull repair options with the scraping tool, and that might be another minor component of all of it. Combined, these systems make up the core of engineering. And all of this is quite a lot if you consider so many different ships, so many different modules, and so many different controls, layouts, and managements, and crew requirements for many ships. The big question would be, how much of it are we actually getting? Or how much are we getting it at first? Engineering missions could possibly be part of the initial release, something like replacing fuses or minor repair. I would also expect the module health and repair to be part of that. However, I think it is too hopeful to expect ships to start getting regularly disabled instead of outright destroyed. I suspect the soft death and destruction mechanics will remain dominant for quite a while. This is partly because engineering will be complex and vary across ships. Not all ships have accessible modules. I am referring mostly to the older designs, though thankfully most of the newer ones have had their components placed quite well. So how would module repair even work on ships that don't allow access to them? If we could get even as much of engineering gameplay as seen in the Arena Commander, I think that would be a solid start. We can't really expect small light fighter sized ships to benefit from engineering mechanics the way large ships will. Most fighters are single seaters with no interior, while the small modules would naturally have lower health pools, which could dramatically change small ship combat even more. So I expect engineering to be implemented in phases, a little module management here, some life support there, and eventually it will all come together with tuning, maintenance, and general ship power control. There is definitely a lot of work going on, and well, they wanted to push it out with 4.0, which obviously didn't make it. I think it would be rather solid to release it in parts which actually work, even if it would be by ships. Let's say a group of ships is ready for engineering while others are still waiting. And we don't need all the features right away. It's quality over quantity, although there are still quite many bugs which come with major patches, minor patches, and everything. The hopes and dreams for engineering are definitely large, especially if you consider eventual armor penetration values, which could directly affect both crew and modules inside the ship. That is a whole topic of its own. Or the future planned shield dispensers, shield reflectors, which are hidden beneath armor and could be an important part of actual power management to maintain your shields, keep them up, and have actual control over how durable or how well your ship could resist enemy fire. All of this would play together into this big, large engineering mess. For now, we wait. Maybe this next big feature will exceed expectations, but personally I'm still waiting for the stability they promised us. Anyway, don't forget to like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.